To think their precious soiree bouquet was stolen. We can't let Bowser get away with doing whatever he wants. Seeing as how we've got some time to kill, let's review some useful skills. Blah 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 blah. Well, there it is. Now let's see what there is to see in the Metro Kingdom. Goodness, what was that? Hello everyone, and welcome back to Super Mario Odyssey. In the last episode we finished up in the Wooded Kingdom. This episode, well, our road to the Metro Kingdom has been delayed, as we hit the Cloud Kingdom. Time to face down Bowser in the Nimbus Arena, which is a wonderful name. On we go! Oh, I love how my lab coat flaps out as I roll. Beautiful.
Mario, I don't have time for you. I'm busy planning my wedding. Don't you know how stressful that is?
So fun fact, in early versions of the game, Bowser's hat functioned kind of like Cappy, in that it could, possess things as well. In this version, no, in the final version they went for something very different. He has a punching hat, which is in some ways much cooler. Get over to him and then wail on him. Oh, deeply satisfying. So, it's a standard Nintendo 3-cycle boss, and your cycle is done by intercepting his hat, wearing it, and then beating the shit out of him with his hat's own fists. Here he'll send a couple of ersatz hats, so you ignore them, intercept his, grab it, and then he will jump around like a lunatic, Mario Galaxy style, throwing out the old shockwaves. Then here he'll throw these things at you, but you can punch through them, and then wail on him again. Ah, brilliant. And I think at this point, Bowser's voice from me, it started off as something like Sean Connery, but it's really just absolutely settled on Futurama's Richard Nixon.
And I'll go into people's houses at night and I'll move stuff around.
It's definitely gone that way. Ah, yes, I actually got it there. Wonderful. Didn't think I did. Right, this third one can be a little bit tricksy because he's a sneaky little shite. So, when you get your chance to hit him, like that, wail on him, then he throws up a shield. And then he'll do a little spin! And I cocked it up there. You need to jump over that spin at just the right time and then continue wailing on him, which is quite cool. This is one of those rare cases where I can tell you exactly what I was doing when I first played this. I was on an incredibly hot train that was delayed for about an hour on the way to Gatwick Airport when I was heading out to Florence. And this boss fight just makes me feel like I've been hot and compressed on public transport. Because I was hammering away like a fucking lunatic as well. That was getting looks. Anyway, on with the cutscene.
Fire! See what you're up against, Mario?
Time for a little interlude then now in the Lost Kingdom. Welcome to the Forgotten Isle. Oh, where are we now? Oh no, the Odyssey is all busted up. Oh, we'll need some power moons to fix it. Let's get looking. So I like this kind of little interlude we have on the way to the Metro Kingdom. What I want to do for now is grab ourselves some purplums. Are they down here? Yes, they are. So let's grab ourselves these. Fun fact about the Lost Kingdom. Basically everything here will kill you almost immediately. Like the goop is poisonous, because of course it is, look at the colour of it. There's just a lot of nasty stuff in this kingdom. Be aware of that. Was that the one I was thinking of? Yes, it was. Cool. Right, we want to then proceed along this way, and one of these trees has important shit in it. But I can't remember which one it is. Is it you? Yes, it is. Wonderful. So from here we can flip up. You'll notice, yeah, the little raccoon leaves as well, the purple coins in these ones. They're obviously, you must have noticed by now, different in every kingdom, but these ones are particularly cool, I think. Did you get a bit of it? Oh. I'm sucking. Ugh. There we go. And as we proceed onwards. Whoa! So here a fucking little Klepto quite large Klepto steals Cappy. So time to operate Capless for a bit and be introduced to one of the main gimmicks of the Lost Kingdom, which are these things. Ground pound them and they will shuffle around in some way or another. There's also these little grabby bastards, but we'll ignore them for now. What we want to do, basically, you can't really do anything here without Cappy, so our priority is, of course, to get the man back. Let's get the Swamp Hill checkpoint. Ignore these tropical wigglers. We'll get to them in a second. And you'll notice, if we try and get to the Klepto, he fucks off. We want to wait for him to land there, and then straight up the arse. Wonderful. With that done, we can successfully retrieve Cappy again. Whoa, thanks for the rescue. That was unpleasant and rather pokey. I sure hope it doesn't happen again. Now, to pluck up our spirits, let's go and collect some power moons. Wonderful. So we now have free reign of the Lost Kingdom. We're going to start from down here, and if we go up here, we can start with, so this is a very small kingdom as well, as you'll see as we start gathering moons, but generally, if it's a 50 purple coiner rather than a 100 purple coiner, you know it's going to be on the smaller side anyway. Then if we go up here, there's a filthy waterfall here, and we can carefully, because touching it will kill you, slide down here. Nope, that's being too careful. Stop being too careful, Mario. There we go. Brilliant. With that, what do we want to do? Yes, it's just down here. We actually saw it from an angle there. These moons are just yellow again. Now we're back to just the standard colour below the cliff's edge. And yeah, you can see how many we need in the top left, and the visualizer will show you how many moons there are in this game, which is not a huge amount in this game at this level. So, these little grabby things, what do? Hit them with Cappy, and they will grab Cappy, and then come flying towards you after a few seconds. So you can use them as movable bombs. Position yourself between what you want to hit in them, and you can get, for example, moons out of them, which is great. This staircase here that we used to get up, if we come around the back of it, it's got a little nubbin which has a moon in it. And then finally, well, not finally, I have to say finally, just in this particular chunk, there's still a fair few moons to get in here total. We have this section here. If we ground pound on this, then we unlock this little area here, which has a moon in it. Wonderful. Right, let's head up to the checkpoint we got up there, which was Swamp Hill. Now, up to the right here is this tree, which just has 2 purplums waiting for us in it. And here is the main gimmick of the Lost Kingdom. These are tropical wigglers, and they can indeed be captured. They look very disturbing, but they're actually really cool. So what you hold the Y or X button down, and then you can extend, which is cool for reaching stuff like that. But also, if you land on a platform, then your tail comes towards you, so you extend out the head and pull in the tail. You can only move on the kind of level that you're on, but they have some really cool, like there's a lot of very cool gameplay done with it. Like you can just reach around it, so it's all actually really cool stuff. If I come up here, for example, and briefly leave my host and ground pound that, you can do little things like if we come up here, then we can get around here and grab that moon that otherwise we wouldn't have been able to. Very cool. I do really like the tropical wiggle mechanic, and it's one of the things that, if everything wasn't just poisonous and nasty, I'd really like the Lost Kingdom. Aesthetically, I don't mind it. It's not great, it's not terrible, but from a mechanical kind of gameplay viewpoint, it's really good. And I really like that about it. Let's head back to the Swamp Hill checkpoint. And we want to leave the tropical wigglers alone for now. It's a shame they look so fucking disturbing, like creepy clowns. We want to head onto this propeller pillar, it's called. If we ground pound in the middle of it, then we just get a moon, straight up like that, called a propeller pillar secret. Propeller pillar is not easy to say. Let's grab these purplums while we're here. Remember that caged moon for later, we will be coming to that. We now want to move over to the next propeller pillar, which, as you can see, is just... I mean, they're not even trying to hide it. It's just out there hiding... Well, it's not even hiding in plain sight, it's just in plain sight. Which gives us Atop a propeller pillar. And then this wiggler is wearing a hat, but that shouldn't dissuade us from capturing it. And then we've got 3 purplums in there, and we can reach around the corner with the wiggler for another couple of purplums. As you can see from the rate at which we're getting both purplums and moons, this kingdom is not big at all. It is just an interlude. If anything, it's smaller than, you know, the Lake Kingdom or one of those. It's just a little interlude on the way to the Metro Kingdom, which is quite cool. Right, now we continue heading up here. We need to use these fellows to explode our way up. And up. Oh, no, spin that around here. Do we get anything for doing this? I'm not sure we necessarily do for lighting up all the ones in this triangle. A heart. Not to be sniffed at, I suppose. So we'll get a couple of purplums there. And then, if we want to continue up the mountain, let's get this guy to hit here. Oh shit. I'll try it again. And jump! There we go. Oh, there's another set, bloody hell. And same maneuver, I suppose. Brilliant. Up here, obviously, you can see a glowing and butterflied spot. So glowing tends to mean one thing. Moons. Wonderful. Now from here, we're actually pretty near to being at the top of the island. The island itself is kind of just a gentle peak. If we hit this thing, it gets very boss of tricky ruins. And if we quickly wall jump up these... Nope, I may have actually fucked this. I think like a lot of the time challenges in here, there's not a huge amount of wiggle room in it. Nope, it's going to be real close. Ooh, there we go. Well, at the top, weirdly, is a crazy cap. Howdy! Hey, Mario, I didn't expect you to see it. I'm not doing the voice for anyone except Captain Toad, because my larynx hurts. Exploring? Nah, I came here to open a store. Nothing tops this location, right? Step on inside, take a look around. Yeah, I'll give you that. This is actually a pretty cool location. As I say, I don't hugely visually care for it. It's not terrible. It's just not my aesthetic, really. But hey, we've got a checkpoint here, which is pretty nice. Then there's a couple of moons easily around here. Well, I don't know why I'm freaking out so much. I've got a checkpoint up here. Anyway, climb the fucking tree, you stupid bastard. There we go. So that gets us enjoying the view of the Forgotten Isle. So let's head into Crazy Cap here. As ever, we can buy the moon from this guy. And let's spend some of our purplums on a new outfit. I know we've only been wearing this one for literally like 10 minutes at most, but hey, we'll change it up a bit. Look at that, we got the aviator's gear. I'm going to try and show off, as I say, I'll show off wearing all of the purplum outfits. There are ones that come with coins, which I think will be a bit more of a post-game thing, but I'll certainly show off all the main ones. So we've got enough moons to fix the Odyssey, but I'm going to get basically everything we can at the moment. So we start with Glidon, and if we head due south, you'll see there's an island right out on the middle of its own there. I think I may have dived... Oh, no, actually, no. You can absolutely... Not a problem at all. Can I hit this directly? Yes, I can. Brilliant. Well, I landed just before it, but there we go. Soaring over Forgotten Island. Wonderful. We can catapult ourselves back to the mainland with this. But we actually don't need to, because what I need to do is head back up to Swamp Hill. Now, we want to start by grabbing a Wiggler here. Ow. But we actually don't want to use the Wiggler here. We actually want to walk this Wiggler all the way back to the Odyssey over there. Then from here, we actually want to go... We dropped off here at the beginning of at the beginning of this episode, but now with the help of a tropical wiggler, we can reach over and grab a key there, which unlocks us another moon here. Wonderful, let's grab that. The Twist and Turn Up Treasure. That's a great name. With that, let's head out of the host and back up to the summit, I think. And now this time, we want to actually just drop off to... Where's the best way to do it? Here, I think we want to go to, yep. So this is a new area up here. There's a toad down here saying, the captain is missing! We'll deal with that in a second. But for now, we want to get with this butterfly. No. This butterfly can be a real bastard. It's very sensitive, but if you spin the camera around and spin it back, it'll spawn again. And you just need to... No, I'm just going to die, aren't I? Is it any better if you sneak up to it? Yes, it is. Sneaking up is definitely the way to do it. And that gets us a butterfly's treasure. Brilliant. There's a few more things we can get on this level of DC. He said the captain is missing and we will track down everyone's favourite voice, Captain Toad, in a bit, and I'm nearly actually out of water, so that's going to be fun. You've got some gardening to do here, and I think I've fucked it up, because you need to, hit them all in a relatively sharpish fashion, which I have not done. You've not got a huge margin for error. There we go, just about got it. Cool, that is cave gardening, wonderful. Outside, there are still a few more, I think, purplums we can gather on this level as well. If we go over here, this single block, which we can then crouch and head in, gets us 3 purplums. 35 out of 40, nearly done. We'll be getting most of this level, I think, potentially. Oh, there's a cat sigil there as well. I'll take the heart, because hearts are cash. And I was going to say start building my reserves again. Still got a grand, but, you do need a lot of money as the game kind of goes on, especially for some of the late game stuff, which I will show off. Mountainside platforms. So this is one of those unusual cases where when we go through the door, it doesn't actually lead to a secret level directly, it just leads to a retro wall. But we've got a couple of things we can gather here. I think this block is a millionaire, but it's an awkwardly positioned one. Oh no, it's not actually. Right, this is quite a cool one, because you've obviously got this moon here, and then you can see, avoiding fuzzies inside the wall, there is a similar moon on the outside. I like the symmetry between it, and the fact that, you've got fuzzies moving between the 2D and 3D. It's all very cool, actually, this section. That was a millionaire. I knew there was one somewhere around here. So, with that, let's head on to the outside, and I think... Oh, do I want to do a little bit more? Yeah, we'll do a little bit more, why not? Because otherwise this will be a very short episode. And I can't do anything with them. Whoop, there we go. Right, let's grab this. And then we will do one more thing while we're here. I'm going to warp straight to the checkpoint I was just at, just because it's easier than jumping back over the fuzzies. Because, this probably only been about... It doesn't feel like a long episode, certainly, because I think I was expecting to have more trouble with Bowser than I did have, because normally he can be a bit of a slow boss, but I was actually very efficient on him, to be honest. So we'll grab those there. Then we need to grab ourselves a host here, and we can use him to get... Well, you can get over here without him, but getting to this stump can just be a little irritating, which is nice and easy to do with a tropical wiggler. And then we can use this propeller pillar as well. You can see the final moon I'm going to get this episode is just over there. Grab those 4 purplums, and we've got all but the final 4. Oop. And then let's end by grabbing ourselves another host, and we will head over and grab this moon. So over there, over here. I think the nice thing about the capture mechanic, I think in general, is it lasts just long enough. Like, a capture, like, you get a new capture and it introduces a new gameplay mechanic, and then they kind of basically play that out to completion. Like, I feel like the Lost Kingdom has every iteration of the Wiggler puzzle quite nicely, and then you basically don't see them again. They might turn up in one special area, but then that's about it. And I think that's actually really cool that it's just like, you do a bit of a gameplay thing, but it's not like extending like that as a power you technically have all game, but you just never see again. It's like actually tying it to the enemy, and whether they're there or not is actually a really cool way of making you have new bits of gameplay occurring occasionally, but that there are that new ones disappear then, and new ones crop up further down the line. Am I making sense? I don't know. I feel like I said a lot of repetitive stuff there. But either way, tried to fight Bowser, won, but then got blown up and knocked here to the Lost Kingdom. Next episode, we'll be finishing up here and then actually chasing Bowser to the Metro Kingdom. Hope you'll join me then. Thank you very much, and good day.